Market update here on the 21st. So SPY here on the 1 hour, you can see not totally overextended yet. We had FOMC minutes today, and nothing really happened from it. Pretty much flat. Maybe there'll be a delayed reaction, but overall, I think that this move is bullish. If we zoom in here on the 15-minute, I'll show you why. So I was watching this too, and I saw this formation right here. This looks like an expanded flat. So an expanded flat just means we're probably in some kind of fourth wave. So it either ended right here, or it's going to end down here, depending on if we get this. So it's either going to happen like that. I would say the max target for a move down would be 554, or this was a C wave right here and we're already starting another move up. How would this change things? It would just mean that the third wave is not finished to me. So that would just mean that this daily supply zone doesn't really matter because we just marched right through it. And I would say we're probably still in a third wave. If we get the pullback down here to 554, that's going to bring us that red candle. And then we can look for a fifth wave up, more than likely. And like I said in the last video, this could just go straight. I don't think it's going to happen, but it could just go straight to like 600 bucks. And that's the top of the bull market. That would catch everybody off guard, right into rate cuts, and then we cut rates and we crash. I don't know. It's a possibility. The way that this is going, it's kind of crazy, but it's a possibility. I would rather have it. I'd rather this happen, where we finish 5 waves, pull back, and then we get a bigger move in 2025. And there's still a slight possibility of this being an extended C wave, but I'm saying less and less likely now. This is definitely looking like an impulse move. So again, is a third wave here, or is it going to be up here? One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or is it going to do this? Third wave continues up here, then pulls back, and then we get a fifth wave like that. That's what I see right now on the chart. QQQ is the exact same, except for I think it already topped out. So it's kind of interesting. This could end up being a B wave. It hasn't broken the parallel line either. It'd be a very, very strange B wave and a very extended B wave at this point. So there's different possibilities for it. It could end up being an A wave of an overall B wave too. So I highlighted the same thing here, expanded flat into supply. We're either coming down here to 475 or it's already bottomed and we're just going to head up here. There's another supply zone between 491 and 499. That would be my target for that supply zone. Same situation here. No red candles except for the one down here. So is the fourth wave going to end up being right here? Or is this going to continue on and we're not going to get a red candle till maybe through this zone somewhere in here? So very bullish overall, and that's pretty much all you need to know. I'm bullish off of the structure of this expanded flat. And let's look at some individual stocks. Tesla is kind of the same thing. So I was looking down here. You have 6-hour demand between 212 and 216. That would have been a perfect spot. And it's still possible. You see here the 1.61 fib goes right into it. But we did get this 5-wave move right here. That could be the fourth wave right there too. It's the same situation. Or was that wave 1, and we're going to get this. So again, either way, this is not an expanded flat though. It's a little bit different structure. So it's still possible that this was the top on Tesla. But based on QQQ and SPY, I would say Tesla's probably going higher. And it's just whether or not this was the bottom. So we're either going to go up from here or we're going to finish down here at 215. Which way would I lean? This doesn't necessarily look very bullish to me, but the way the market's been going, these end up being like nested moves. This could end up being like this. And then this is like a wave 1 of the third wave. See what I'm saying? Could go all the way up here for the third wave. My overall target is somewhere around 245 if this makes a fifth wave. And especially if that was the bottom, that was a very short fourth wave, then I would say 245 gap fill. But if it comes down here, maybe a little bit lower. So really, it's the same thing as QQQ and SPY. Let's just see what happens. Overall, probably still going to be going up no matter what. But the only difference is this is not an expanded flat. You have impulse move and you have a bunch of chop. So that actually looks more bearish to me. But like I said, it's possible that this is a nested move and it just goes up from here. It completed the fourth wave potentially right here. So Tesla overall look. My overall count would be this was either the third wave. The bearish count would be this is a Y wave. So WXY. And then this was a first wave down. We're in a second wave. And then we would see a collapse, which is probably not going to happen because of the way QQQ and SPY look. So I would say it's probably going to happen like this. It's probably going to be probably doing that. So that's Tesla. Let's go over Meta. So Meta has a lot of potential to go way, way far down. So what I'm seeing here is an ABC move. So we have this move down right here, ABC. It didn't break the high yet. And then on smaller time frames, this looks kind of weird. So Meta makes me think that we're going to come down on QQQ and SPY. I'm looking at this chart. This looks like an ABC move. Like that. That would be enough to get QQQ and SPY down a little bit. And it makes me think that we're probably going to 550 on Meta. Maybe higher. Let's see where it's at. Now 588 is a 1.61 fib. Maybe it just comes up here, whatever. I think this is probably going to be a new high on Meta. And overall, though, I think this is still a B wave. And let's just say we go to 588. There's a lot of potential that this could come all the way down here for a C wave. There's also a possibility it only comes down here to 493. But overall, this looks like a B wave to me. And then there's a lot of debate. What is this? Was this the fifth wave right here on Meta at 543? Or was that just wave 1? If that's just wave 1, then we would just see a C wave down here that would not break this low. If this is wave 5, then we could see this all the way down here to like 391. That's weekly demand. And then that would be the signal that that was a top right there. So a lot will be decided on the next move down, but I think short-term Meta is probably bullish along with the overall market. So Meta's bullish. Microsoft. I've gone over these charts. The market's super boring right now. So this hit the 1.61 fib. It's very similar to Tesla, actually. Very similar to Tesla. 1.61 fib. Chopping around here. So I have this labeled as C or 3. Is this a C wave when we go down? Or are we going to correct for a fourth wave? Is the fourth wave already finished? So it looks to me like the fourth wave is probably already finished on Microsoft. And it's ready to go up higher. The next supply zone on Microsoft is all the way up at 450. There's a gap fill right here though. So maybe 443 would be a good target on Microsoft. But you can see here, all these stocks are leaning towards going higher. So they've kind of trapped everybody, I feel like, especially bears, because nobody is going to continue to think, oh, we're going higher, we're going higher, we're going higher. But that's like the pain trade right now. So follow the pain trade and you'll probably make money. NVIDIA, same thing. Except for on NVIDIA, I would say I'm definitely leaning down short term. So I think this can go all the way down to 123. And then that's probably a buy the dip. Although it is in a supply zone. Oh no, the supply zone ends here at 124. This is demand zone. So I made a demand zone here. So it would come outside the supply zone into demand here at 123. And then you're probably going to see a fifth wave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So NVIDIA looks bullish as well. You get the point. All these are bullish. One stock that I'm looking at on growth stocks, I really like the numbers on this stock, and they beat earnings pretty good, is Symbiotic. And they've fallen 64 down to 24. I have weekly demand here at 19 bucks. I sold some puts on it today, but I'm looking. I have some buy orders down in this area right here. Because if it hits that area, this was an impulse move. This would be an ABC move. It would hit the 0.61 retracement. And then I'd be looking for a big move higher after that. Big move higher. Whenever growth stocks actually go up. So that's one that I'm looking at. I have not started a position yet, though I sold some puts for September. So here's an example of a stock. And look at this. This is a stock that's very, very tricky, first of all. This is the most tricky movement I've seen on the stocks. Because, look at this. I had this as probably a second wave based on this. Back and forth. It's got to be a corrective move, right? And then it just keeps on going higher. This was an impulse move down, but probably a B wave then. So at this point, I had this as a scenario where it comes up here to 19 bucks. And with the market where it's at, this probably is going to go up to 19 or 20 bucks. It still is not broken above this high at 1783. As soon as it breaks above that high, then the fourth wave is delayed till up here. Or whatever it is. It could be an X wave too. So this could also be like that. So this one's tricky if you're in it, because I'm sure a lot of people sold covered calls, bought puts down here, etc. because it's like a late mover. It's moving at the very end of the market pump. Probably have like a week or two left, and it's probably going to get up here to 19, 20 bucks. So Mara, the VIX, nothing to really look at. Another stock I'm looking at is Fubo. I have a small position right now. Still looking. I think there's a slight chance it just goes straight to 240. If it goes straight to 240, then I'd be selling. But if it comes down here, I have orders from $1.37, or like $1.40 to $1.63. Giving away some good stocks here in this video. I think this is probably going to like $4 or $5. That's what I think. And if it goes to 240 right away, that takes us basically right up here to around 420. So I think Fubo is a great buy here. And I think it's a great swing trade stock right now. They had good news. I don't know the exact news. I think it was like CNBC or one of the major networks can't broadcast, or like Fubo won rights to something to broadcast something. So looks good to me. AMD again, this is just like in that spot where it's like this could be a lot of things. This could continue going higher. This could end up being WXY. I don't know on AMD, but this has ran pretty hard. The next supply zone is at 174. This is one of the ones that you don't know. This looks like an impulse move, but it hasn't broken the parallel line. A lot of indecision on AMD. It is still below the 100-day moving average. You do have a gap fill up here at 174. I sold my position though. I'm out of AMD because I put a decent amount of money in there. I just don't want to hold it anymore. It's made a huge move from the bottom. PayPal filled the gap here. Could go to 75. Max 82. Corrective move. Should get a pullback at some point. Google hit my target already. So top of this, I would not be touching it here. I think that whenever the market corrects, this probably has another leg down. Amazon. Amazon filled the gap. Is definitely not 5 waves anymore, but I probably wouldn't be touching it here either. It's below these moving averages into supply. Probably going to get a pullback here soon. Let's see. And similar to the other stocks, you got to move down. So I would favor something like that. The dollar, I've not gone over this in a while, but it fell off a cliff. And so the move I've been projecting for a long time still has a very good chance of happening, but it needs to continue falling. This needs to end up being like that. It is getting very oversold though. That's another reason you got to be cautious here. The VIX is low. The dollar is very oversold. You're probably, look at this. It's maybe the most oversold it's ever been. Besides 2020, 2017, it's like down there. So I would favor that I'm actually wrong on this part, and we're actually going to see something up here. I wonder what it could be. I wonder if it has to do with the yen carry trade. I haven't thought that through because I haven't looked at the dollar in a while. But I see this now with being oversold. Look at standard deviations. I would lean towards this being a B wave, and I would lean towards this doing this. And then from there we see this. And then that's when all the growth stocks take off. So as I've been projecting in all the stocks, I've been saying that there's going to be another big move down. You see in my SoFi video, I'm calling for a big move down. And a dollar spike like this would definitely get the job done. I'd be very, very surprised if we finish the 5-wave move. It's too oversold now. I think it's got to bounce. So I think that's pretty much it for this video. I'm going to leave it at that. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe for more updates, and I'll catch you in the next video.